This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
There he is, the chosen one, Alain Poupart, ready to go. How you feeling, chosen one?
No, that's Robbie Anderson.
No, it's you. Forget.
No, he's a chosen one.
It from you.
I'm doing well. I'm not doing nearly as well as Jalen Hurts is doing, but I'm doing well. Thank you.
I just what's Lamar Jackson saying now? Shit.
Holy moly.
Damn it.
What are the Ravens saying? Oh shit.
Yay!
You already had enough problems signing Lamar Jackson. Now we got this to deal with.
No, the Ravens are saying, you see how he didn't get it. Nobody's getting fully guaranteed. You see, Lamar, you see?
Yeah, like Lamar would turn down five for 255 with 180 guaranteed or 179, whatever it was. Holy moly.
I mean, is that, did they offer something in that neighborhood? Right? I think the last report was like 130 something guaranteed, right?
Well, there was a cryptic tweet from Lamar Jackson, 133 fully guaranteed. And everybody assumes that was the Ravens offer that Lamar turned down. And maybe I'm crazy and wouldn't be the first time, but is it possible that that's what Lamar is saying? I would take that. Do you think Lamar would turn down 3 years, 40? It comes out to 44 mil, fully guaranteed?
Oh, I think he would. Unfortunately,
Really?
I think there's a lot of ignorance there, unfortunately, with the young man, and I think he's dead set on getting 200 million guaranteed or something like that, or something really close to that. Yeah. And when he sees the 170, he's going to probably say, no, I need more than that. I've done more than Jalen Hurts or whatever. And, I don't know. It's weird. I think he has a bloated opinion of himself. And, and I got to tell you something, that the part that he's completely missing, there aren't a lot of teams that are going to bend over backwards for him the way the Ravens have. There aren't a lot of coaches, a lot of offensive coordinators that want to coach that kind of an offense and stay with that kind of an offense. And the dedication that the Ravens have shown to Lamar Jackson and to run that offense, I commend them for that, because that's almost like trying to win in the NBA with 2-point shots when you're in a 3-point league nowadays. You know what I'm saying? Or playing 90s football in the 2020s.
Well, it's gotten them pretty well-sustained success, other than the fact he's gotten hurt the last 2 years. Tennessee plays pretty kind of a dinosaur type of offense, and they got to the AFC Championship game. But it's generally speaking, to have sustained success, you got to be able to throw the ball a lot better in those two teams. That's for sure.
And by the way, they get to the playoffs, but they have no success in the playoffs.
They've had very little in the playoffs.
Yeah, he hasn't done anything in the playoffs. So it's a as I've always said about the Ravens, it's a really difficult offense to prepare for in the regular season. But by the time you get to the playoffs, the best defenses are left now. And so then they figure you out and they just stop the run and say, all right, kid, beat us with your arm. And that's where he struggles. So I don't know. I just see there's a report already that said he's not reporting to the mini camps. I kind of see a holdout here. I think a holdout's coming in training camp. I really do.
That's entirely possible. But then again, if you remember though, wait a second. He hasn't signed. He hasn't signed a.
No, he hasn't signed it. That's why he's hold out.
He's technically not under contract. So it's if we want to get technical, it's not a holdout if you're not under contract.
Right. Exactly.
And so
you know what I mean.
But I know what you mean. But they can't fine him, because otherwise, right. Because of the amount of fines nowadays for literally holding out, those are pretty egregious, and players don't do that anymore. This is why you have the old quote unquote holding in as opposed to holding out.
Right, exactly. But in his case, he can actually stay away because he didn't sign the tender, which I don't think he's going to sign it. I really feel like this is going to be a really ugly situation, because I think he's kind of dead set on getting his money. All right, let's move over to the chosen one. I talked a little bit about this before you came on. I don't find a lot of substance in this move, to be quite honest with you. I think this is a favor to the agent of Robbie Anderson from somebody in the organization. Two, this is Chris Greer saying, you know what? We'll bring him in. Maybe if we're able to trade Cedric Wilson, then he'll have a shot to compete for a spot or something like that. And if he screws his head on right, and he's kind of been a better citizen the last couple of years. He hasn't gone and done the stupid things that he was doing early on in his career. So he's kind of calmed down lately. So that's the good thing for him. But I think this is just one of those wild card signings or a favor that's going on. I don't really hold a lot of substance to this or a lot of hope for Robbie even making this team. Your thoughts on that?
Well, the biggest key for me is going to be, let's wait until we see the details. I cannot for the life of me imagine that there's a lot of money involved there. So from that standpoint, I look at this Dolphin roster. Do they have anybody as an outside guy who really impresses you? And to me, the answer is not even close. And Robbie Anderson, Chosen Anderson, has done some good work in his career at times, getting himself deep down the field as a deep threat type of guy. And if he can produce in that role with either Hill or Waddle in the slot on certain plays when he's on the field, it occupies a defense where you have to respect Anderson's deep speed, and it creates even more opportunity for those two guys to work their magic 15, 20 yards on the field. Because, I mean, Braxton Berrios is more of a slot guy. Cedric Wilson.
Oh, he can be an outside guy. He can be an outside.
He can be, but he's not a burner, and he's maybe more of a slot guy. Ezukama is a 50-50 win the jump ball type of guy. He's not a burner. So there is nobody like that on the roster. So again, if they paid him very little, which is what I suspect, why not take a shot? I have no. To me, it's a lot better than Mohamed Sanu being signed last year.
Oh
when
the
best football was 5 years behind him.
Yeah. Although I will say his practice attire was cool. He looked good in his practice. I gotta say, Mohamed Sanu knows how to dress for practice because he looked tight, bro. So I gotta give him props there. He looked slick in practice. But to me,
practices to be like
this is one of those you can't lose moves by the Dolphins because you're really not paying him any money. And you're probably just giving a minimum deal with some incentives. And if he keeps his head screwed on right, which he has the last couple of years, and he has talent. It's not like he doesn't lack talent. He doesn't lack talent at all, bro. This kid has ability, but it's up to him to kind of figure things out. It's the way I look at it.
He brings an element to the offense that wasn't there. Obviously, other than Hill and Waddle, who can line up on side and go deep. Yes, they had that before with those two guys, but now it gives you the flexibility to have that when one of the other two guys on both sides, if one of them lines up in the slot. So,
okay. Your thoughts on the Dalvin Cook stuff?
Yeah, I think that ship has sailed. I get the connection and all that. And then Barry reported that like in March, the Dolphins made a phone call, to gauge and explore the territory, the possibility. But that was in March before free agency started. And then they wound up bringing back all of their running backs. And Dalvin Cook makes a crap load of money. And if he winds up getting released, Minnesota would love to work out a trade because it lessens their financial burden with him. Dalvin Cook's agent would love to see a trade happen because he's staring at the possibility of his client getting cut. And the connection's obvious because Dalvin Cook's from Miami, played at Miami Central, and he's a very productive, great back. But to me, it makes no logical sense once the Dolphins re-sign all of their running backs from last year, which screams to you, I'm happy with the guys we have. They can get the job done. So I'm not.
Somehow or another, the Dolphins keep telling you we're happy with our quarterback. We're not panicking about our offensive line. We're happy with our running backs, and yet people still want to make changes to all of those positions. And it's like They keep telling you, you know what I mean? And let me tell you, I'm just as concerned about left guard and right tackle as anybody out there, but they keep telling you, well, you guys may not like Austin Jackson or Liam Eichenberg, but that's not us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like, you explain it, I try to explain it to people, but somehow or another, the public doesn't want to hear it. They want another quarterback. They want more offensive linemen, and they definitely want any other running back that's available out there.
No, right, yeah, those guys don't get a lot of respect, but that's how it starts. I mean, the agent's on a podcast with 4 guys, one of whom is a Dolphin fan, and then the report comes out of the possibility of the Vikings cutting him before the draft, which makes sense from their end because he's very expensive.
Right.
And then the podcast host goes, "Tell me he's coming to the Dolphins. Tell me he's coming to the Dolphins." And then the agent references the report, saying that the media knows nothing about mock drafts, but they're kind of right when they talk about their breaking news. Well, or their rumored trades or moves or whatever. Well, that discussion happened again in March. That was never mentioned on the show. So when the agent is saying, kind of suggesting that, yeah, you're correct that the Dolphins did explore the possibility of a trade. Yeah, they did in March. Before free agency, before they re-signed all of their same guys and brought everybody back.
Right. Which tells me they called knowing that they were going to cut them eventually. So they wanted to see if they can get low-hanging fruit, because that's what this front office does practically all the time. They're trying to find low-hanging fruit like they did with Jalen Ramsey. Oh, yeah, no, you're going to end up cutting him, right? So, hey, listen, at least we'll give you a third for him, that kind of stuff. So that's the kind of shit I'm sure. Yeah, no, hey, you're going to end up cutting him anyways, guys. We'll give you a 5th rounder for him. And they're like, nah, get out of here. And now they're in this bind now, and nobody's giving you anything because running backs are not that, I don't know. They're not that wanted so much in this league. They're easily replaced. It's crazy. You know what I mean? Although, again, there was nothing wrong with Miami's running backs last year.
And Dalvin Cook is very, very good. I mean, let's not take anything away from the dude.
Awesome.
No, but the other factor too, now when he gets cut, or if he gets cut, he's going to be looking for a deal. What are the Dolphins going to offer him after they paid all those guys? I mean, that's
nothing. They still have to pay Wilkins and Sealer. They have money they have to pay next year. That's not their MO. They're not going to pay, bro.
Right.
They're not going to pay. They're not going to trade. They're not going to do any of that. For a running back, they're going to go for low-hanging fruit, and that's what Jeff Wilson, that's what Raheem Mostert, and that's what Salvon Ahmed were. They were low-hanging fruit. They didn't have to go out and spend big-time money on that. So I kind of expect. Yes, sir.
Now, if Mike McDaniel does, as we hope, stay with the running game a little bit longer in 2023, and then those guys don't produce, then next offseason, then you go get.
Now we have a problem.
A big name running back. Yeah.
Right. But both your backs averaged over 4.5 yards. I don't know off the top of my head what Salvon Ahmed did, but I know it was impressive because every time that kid's number was called, he popped a run every damn time. I don't know what it was, but it was a good clip, right? Salvon Ahmed also had a good clip.
Over 5 per carry.
Over 5. Holy shit. Yeah. So the scheme wasn't the problem. Just better the left guard and better the right tackle, and your backs will be just
stay with the running stay with the running game when it's working.
And stay with it when it's working, and everything will be beautiful. I'm with you there. Are you expecting them to stay kind of quiet under the radar leading up to the draft?
Yeah, I mean, if they make moves, it'll be the type of move we saw this weekend with Chosen Anderson. It will be, low risk, potentially high reward moves. I mean, they have $3 million under the cap right now.
Right, training camp fodder is what you're saying.
Yeah.
If they make a move, it's training camp fodder.
Maybe a veteran guy, June 1st or whatever. Maybe a veteran right tackle to compete / backup for Austin Jackson.
What the hell is going on with Brandon Shell? Nobody has signed him.
Nope.
Is he healthy? Is he ready to go? I mean, is he asking for too much money? What the hell happened, bro?
I know he got hurt late last season. I don't recall there being anything like. I think it was like a ankle sprain.
I was told he's all right already at this point.
Yeah, it was like an ankle sprain or something. So it was.
Yeah, I was told he's fine, and I thought he did a good job, man. I would have brought him back.
He was solid.
Yeah, he was solid.
I would have brought him back too. And again, it could be simply a matter of the Dolphins playing all the veteran free agent right tackles who are out there against each other to see who they can get at the lowest price. I don't know.
Right. Yeah. They're probably trying to get the low-hanging fruit. That's what they're trying to do at this point. All right. What are you working on Sports Illustrated so folks can check you out and you and Omar going back and forth on the podcast too? Yeah, the podcast is out. It was released yesterday. It can be found on YouTube, All Dolphins Podcast. It can be found also at alldolphins.com. We're going to have a story addressing the Jalen Hurts contract and what it might mean in the not too distant future for Tua. Bunch of draft related stuff, and then everything and anything else that needs to be covered will be covered because that's what we do at alldolphins.com. There you go. And follow him on Twitter at Poupart NFL. Alain, as always, thank you, my friend. Montreal's finest. Appreciate you. Go Panthers. Yes. Go Panthers. Go Panthers. You damn right. Thank you, sir. There you go. Call my guy Eric at EJD Construction. They know how to get it done, folks. 305-433-4843. Custom home construction, major home remodeling. Dade, Broward County, you're dealing with a lot of water damage and those kind of things. You may need some remediation. Call EJD Construction right now in Broward County, 305-433-4843. If you're about to renew your insurance policy and they're telling you you've got to upgrade your roof because your home is over 20 years old, well, guess what? Call EJD Construction. They can upgrade that roof for you. And if you're looking to do anything, all right, expand your home, build a new room, build a second floor, whatever it is you want to do, EJD Construction can get it done for you. One of our listeners, in fact, they started on a what's it called, home theater with stadium seating and everything. Okay, that's pretty cool. That's our second listener that's getting a home theater with stadium seating. Like, that is freaking cool. I envy you all out there. That has got to be so awesome. I have a friend of mine that has he has a big old house and he has one of those home theater rooms that has the stadium seating, and that is just absolutely badass. So nice job by you guys. Call EJD Construction. Call Eric. This is his personal cell number, 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.